think we're live. We're live. All right, I want to welcome everyone into my first ever episode. This is going to be my new show. I'm going to do every week during IndyCar season, during race week. Welcome to IndyCarper, the new IndyCar Race Week show. I'm your host owner, or if you're a follower of Garage Guys, I'm Casey Racem. You can call me whatever, but let's go ahead and dive in. With IndyCar, we got to talk about silly season. I made my own graphic with everything for silly season. So we're going to talk about that first. Once again, come join. Welcome to the show, everybody. Let's go ahead and dive into silly season. I love using Canva. Canva is probably my favorite design product that I use. I made a Canva for I made Canva for just to go over silly season with everything. So once again, welcome. I'm Hunter, A.K.A. Casey Racem. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. Remember, I'm mainly focused on IndyCar. Welcome to the show. Okay, I need to make sure we're good on that with Streamlabs. I want to make sure we got that. See what it looks like now. Oh, fuck. All right, we got it now. Starting off in silly season with the team that had no movement going from 2023 to 2024, you got Team Penske. In the number two car, you got Joseph Newgarden. He's over here in the middle. Number three is Scotty McLaughlin. He's over there on the right. And then number 12, Will Power. Will Power, this is the first season he's not coming in with a race win streak because after last season, the streak of 15 straight years with a race win, that's over. He's coming into this with a new slate. Hopefully, he can find victory lane. Joseph Newgarden's coming into this next year, defending Indy 500 winner. He's won on almost every oval. My safest bet of the year is when we go to Iowa for the two races later on in the season. You put some money on Joseph Newgarden because he is Mr. Iowa. He owns that track. Moving over to the next team, you got Chip Ganassi Racing, upgrading from 4 cars to 5 cars. And like they said on off track, what Chris Wheeler said on off track, he's the strategist for Kiffin Simpson. If any team could do it, Ganassi could do it. Joining them in the new car is two rookies. The number 4 Kiffin Simpson, he's over here on the far right. Number 8 Elias Lundquist, he's a rookie. He's over here near on middle right. And you got the two championship guys. You got Mr. Six-time Scott Dixon, middle left over here. And in the middle, you got the defending IndyCar Series championship. He did not have a finish lower than 8th last year, Alex Palou. And then for the full season with Chip Ganassi Racing, you got Mr. Marcus Armstrong. Marcus Armstrong, last year he ran only the road and street courses. He still won Rookie of the Year. But now he's on the full season with the ovals. He's getting his full time shot. I think he can prove himself. I think he's going to be great. Now we move over to Aaron McLaren. 3 full time drivers, Pato and Alex. Pato, middle, number 5. He just got his new extension, 2-year contract extension. Got a nice pay bump. Trying to keep Pato happy in Aaron McLaren. Then you got David Malukas joining the team, replacing the Felix Rosenquist, who's Felix Rosenquist left off. Malukas is not going to be running St. Petersburg. That's going to be Callum Ilott, formerly from Hunko's Hollinger Racing. Malukas will hopefully be back in time for the Thermal $1 Million Challenge. We don't know. Who knows? We don't. But we got Callum Ilott in the sixth car for this weekend in St. Petersburg. And like I said, Alex Rossi in the number seven, notable IndyCar podcast. If you haven't listened to Off Track with Hinch and Rossi, I highly recommend it. That's like one of my favorite podcasts. Alex Rossi, 2016 Indy 500 winner, looking for a good start with Aaron McLaren next year. Hopefully, he this year with Aaron McLaren, I think he could be great. I know everyone else thinks he can be great too. And then joining them for the Indy 500 down here, you got Kyle Larson, the 2021 NASCAR champion, awesome dirt track racer, probably one of the greatest dirt track racers of all time, and he's really damn good at NASCAR. Pardon my language, he's really dang good at NASCAR. Kyle Larson trying to do anything and everything, so you either love him or hate him. I personally love Kyle Larson. I think he can do well in the Indy 500 this year. Moving on to Andretti Global, downsizing from 4 full-time cars with a fifth in the 500 to 3 with one Indy 500 car. You got the 26 young. You got two young guns. Colton Herta, the 26 young gun. He didn't win a race last year, but other than that, I think he's capable of winning at least 1 to 2 races this year. Who knows? And then last year you got, and then here in the number 27 AutoNation car, you got Kyle, or as I like to call him, Kyle Kirkwood. Over here in the number 27, he won 2 street course races. He, I'll talk about him more later with my championship predictions. That's going to be a big factor. I think he could be a championship contender this year. He's great on street courses. I think he just needs to find that consistency on ovals. And in the 28 car this year over here on the left, you got Marcus Ericsson. Marcus Ericsson moving over from Ganassi, 2022 Indy 500 winner. I think he could be great at Andretti. Who knows? And then in the 98 for the Indy 500, you got Marco Andretti. He's only doing the Indy 500. I mean, he's just trying to get starts. He has 2 career IndyCar wins. There's not much to say about him except that he blocked me on Twitter. I don't really care. Marco Andretti, he's doing another Indy 500 start. Over to Meyer Shank Racing now. And the 06, only for the Indy 500, is Elio Castroneves, the 4-time Indy 500 winner. We got to talk about him. 4-time Indy 500 winner. He's backing down for part-time. He's only doing the Indy 500 this year. And then they got the 2 full-time cars. The number 60 guy on the right, that's Felix Rosenquist. He's moved over from Aaron McLaren to Meyer Shank. He's moving over because he wants to be the main focal point, full-time guy, going from being the second guy at Aaron McLaren to being one of the guys over here at Meyer Shank Racing. And the number 66 this year, you've got Mr. Tom Blomqvist. Blomqvist, really, really notable, great sports car driver. Won 2 Rolex 20, won the 22 and 23 Rolex 24 with Shank. And then he also won I believe he won the 2022 championship with Meyer Shank Racing and Daytona Prototypes. He's a really great sports car driver. He's been wanting to go into IndyCar. This is his chance for a full season this year. Hopefully he proves himself and does really, really well. Moving over to Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing, you got the number 15 of Graham Rahal. He just signed a new extension. That 15 car, it's in the name. His dad, Bobby Rahal, owns the team. He almost won the second Indy GP last year, coming second. Had a sad story at the Indy 500, failed to qualify. I think they're bound for a breakout. And then joining them this year is rookie in the number 30 over here on the right. That is Pietro Fittipaldi. He's run a few IndyCar races in the past. I believe he is still a reserve driver for Haas F1. He has run a couple races for Haas F1 in 2020 to replace Romain Grosjean when he had that scary incident. But this was probably the most under the radar, out of nowhere move, was getting a Pietro Fittipaldi to drive the 30. No one knew that except Pietro. So congrats to him. And returning in the number 45 this year, you got Christian Lundgaard, or as Speed Street host Connor Daly calls him, Christian Lundgaard Smithenstein, because he has a really long name. He won Toronto last year. He won the Indy Toronto race last year in that number 45. I think he's bound for another breakout season. Who knows? And then joining them, you got a fourth car in the Indy 500, two-time Indy 500 winner of the 2017-2020 Indy 500, Takuma Sato. He's always fast in Indy. If you want to bet on someone, that might be a good long shot bet is on Takuma Sato. Going over to Ed Carpenter Racing, they're going back to business as usual because in the 20 car you got team owner Ed Carpenter in the 20 car. He's only doing the oval races, and then for the road and street courses, you got 2023. You got the 2023 Indy NXT champion Christian Rasmussen. He's going to be a rookie. He's running the road and street courses as well as the Indy 500. And then in the 21 full time, you'll have Renus VK for another season. He has won one race, the 2021 Indy GP. He has an IndyCar win. He needs a breakout. I hope he can break out this year, get more than one win. He's always looking for win number 2, so who knows? And then I put a question mark because we know either Christian Rasmussen or Ed Carpenter will be in the Indy 500 in the third Ed Carpenter racing car. But we just don't know the number yet, and we don't know who's going to be in the third car. My guess is it's going to be Rasmussen in that third car, but no one knows the number. Moving on to Hunco's Hollinger Racing. Augustin Canapino back in the 78. Had a solid rookie season, got a highest finish at 12th. I think he can get some top 10s next year, but who knows? And then joining him in the number 77 from Andretti Autosport, you got Romain Grosjean. Or as Connor Daly calls him, old Gross Jeans. I think this is his last chance in IndyCar. He broke out with Dale Coyne, and then he was having problems with Andretti last year. That had kind of a bad breakup. So who knows? I think this may be his last shot in IndyCar. I mean, I really don't know. And now we move over to AJ Foyt Racing. Santino Ferrucci returns to his second year in that number 14 car. He had a third place finish at the Indy 500. He's really fast on ovals. He could be a long shot IndyCar podium, Indy 500 podium driver if you want to place that bet. And then lastly, for AJ Foyt Racing, you got Stingray Robb moving over from Dale Coyne. Brings some sponsorship. Second year in IndyCar. Who knows what could happen? Stingray Robb, who knows? But if you're nice, I made up this joke, Stingray Robb, but if you're nice to him, you can call him Stingray Bobby. Dale Coyne Racing, the last team to make their announcements. This just got announced Tuesday morning. Top guy, you got Jack Harvey in the number 18. He's going to be the anchor driver. He's running 14 races in that number 18 for Dale Coyne Racing. And for the other 4 races, you got IndyCar 20 or Indy Next 2023 Rookie of the Year, Nolan Siegel. That's that guy in the middle. Nolan Siegel is going to be running 4 races because he's still running for the Indy NXT Championship. He's going to run 4 races that are not colliding with his schedule. So he's going to be running Long Beach, Thermal, Toronto, and the Indy 500. And then in the number 51, that guy at the bottom, Colin Brown, former NASCAR driver, great sports car driver. He's running at least the first 2 races. He's going to be running St. Pete and the $1 Million Challenge at Thermal. There's still a possibility for him to run some more races, but that 51 has not fully finished their driver lineup. But I put in red Catherine Legg. She ran the Indy 500 last year with Dale Coyne Racing. Or not Dale Coyne. She ran the Indy 500 last year with Ray Hall. But there's a possibility she's running the Indy 500 and some other races with Dale Coyne. But who knows? That's always a possibility. I just put her in red because we don't know what she's doing for the Indy 500. And then you go to the Indy 500 only teams. Dreyer Reinbold Cusick. The 23 car will be driven by Ryan Hunter-Reay. He ran the 500 last year with Dreyer Reinbold Racing. He's looking for a great run. And then in the 24 for Dreyer Reinbold Racing, you got Speed Street podcast driver. He is a co-host on Speed Street podcast, notable IndyCar podcaster, Connor Daly. Great guy. I hope he has a great run in Indy 500. I think he can have a great run in Indy 500. Hopefully he does well. And then last but not least on the Indy 500 only teams and drivers, you got Able Motorsports with RC Anderson. They had a great qualifying run last year. Didn't even have to go into the last row shootout last year. RC Anderson, I think he can qualify himself into the Indy 500, but who really knows what's going on and what for? RC Anderson, I think he can have. There is still a possibility that they do more races after the Indy 500, but that's just all up in the air. We'll see. But yeah, that's where the IndyCar silly season driver and grid lineups look right now. Now let's go back here. Now I want to talk about my championship picks. We got to talk about them. We just went the silly season. Once again, I absolutely love Canva. If y'all don't use Canva, it's free. You can make your own designs. I love using Canva in my free time with designs. So now let's go to the championship predictions, shall we? My championship predictions. I think Mr. Six time Scott Dixon will become Mr. Seven time this year, just from last year. Last four races of the year. Second in the GP, he won. Gateway, he won. Portland, he finished third. And then Laguna Seca, he won. He won three of the last four races. He's coming in with a hot streak. I think Scott Dixon is going to win the 2024 Astor Cup. I think he's going to become Mr. Seven time. I think he's going to become one of the greatest all time in open wheel racing. But I do have a long shot prediction. Second year at Andretti, I think he's bound for a breakout season. I think he could very well win the championship. I think Kyle Kirkwood is going to be a championship contender. He is, I believe, last time I looked, he was at like 15 or 20 to 1 championship odds. So get that bet in. Scott Dixon's at 8 to 1. He's not a long shot, but he is my championship pick. So those are my two championship picks. We got Scott Dixon, Mr. Seven time. I think he's going to, Mr. Six time, I think he becomes Mr. Seven time this year. And then you got Kyle Kirkwood and Andretti lowering their teams. More focus on the 27. Who knows? Very well could be a championship winner. And then now we go to the first race of the season, the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. These are my winner predictions. I think Pato Award will very well win the St. Pete GP. I think he finished second last year. He was very well on his way to win the race last year, but something happened. Let me fix this. Let me fix the screen capture. But like I was saying, Paul Ward was on his way to win the St. Pete GP last year, but his car overhit Marcus Ericsson pass. He still finished second. I think Paul Ward is bound to win the St. Pete GP this year. He is my pick. And I have a stretch pick, the 2021 winner of the race, Colton Herta. He won this race in 2021. Andretti always has speed at St. Pete. I think Colton Herta could very well win this race. But those are my two picks. My winner is Pato Ward. My stretch pick is Colton Herta. And now I kind of want to dive into this a little bit because we had Andretti leaving or get denied at F1. There's just one thing I want to talk about real quick for it. Let me go ahead and switch hats. All right, so I switched hats. I was wearing my James Hinchcliffe hat. Now we're wearing the Andretti Autosport hat. Or I switched hats. I was wearing my Andretti F1 or my James Hinchcliffe hat, and I'm wearing my Andretti Autosport hat because I love Andretti. This is just the one quote I want to talk about for them getting denied. They basically said, our assessment process has established that the presence of an 11th team would not on its own provide value to the championship. The most significant way in which a new entrant would bring value is by being competitive. Basically, they don't think Andretti's going to be competitive. That's a bunch of malarkey. You have Haas F1, who Gunther Steiner, let me show you the book. Survive and Drive by Gunther Steiner. I've read the book, great book. Gunther Steiner, the former team principal of Haas, said he left because he wanted to invest in the team and wanted them to make them be competitive. But Gene Haas didn't. But you don't think Andretti's going to be competitive, but Haas is? Come on. Just come on, guys. It would not provide value. Everyone knows the Andretti name. Andretti's a popular name. You have Mario backing it. He is a F1 champion. He's won the Indy 500. He's won everything in Oakville. Hell, he even won a Daytona 500. But you don't think that's going to be competitive? Andretti wants to be there. They're going to invest in that team, unlike Haas. Haas is just doing it for a cash grab. Andretti's going to provide more value. They're giving them all these hurdles. First hurdle was saying, oh, you got to pay the $200 million fee. They pay that. Oh, you got bumping. They're bumping it up to $600 million. They're paying that. Oh, you got to bring an engine provider. He brings in Cadillac and GM. They're giving them all these hurdles, and then they're just going to tell them, nah. That's like putting everyone on a wild goose chase. That's like a job saying, hey, you got to do this, this, and this. They do that, and then they're saying, oh, we're not going to hire you. Come on, you're doing everything that they tell you to do, and they're not going to give you the opportunity. What the heck? I'm sorry, I got to provide that rant. I know this is supposed to be an IndyCar focused, IndyCar content focused mainstream channel, but come on. What are you doing, F1? And then this has been about a 25 minute show. Let me go ahead and remind you. This Sunday, March 10th, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Firestone Indy Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, the season opener for IndyCar. It's going to be live on NBC. You can stream it on the Peacock app. I'm going to be watching it. I hope it's a great race. This is a great way to start off the IndyCar season. I hope y'all are watching it with me. Let me go ahead and sign off. Go ahead, follow me on Twitter/X. It's HJCARP29, HJCarp29. If you enjoy the content, please go ahead and follow me. And then a reminder, IndyCarper is not going to be a mainly race week show. We're going to do IndyCarper post race either Sunday night after the race or Monday afternoon. We're going to do either the post race recap or the post race live. Probably going to be Sunday after the race before the NASCAR race starts. We have IndyCarper post race live. We're going to talk about St. Pete, give our congrats to the winner, and then do the Casey Racing driver of the week who didn't win, or the podium driver, or we're going to give our driver of the week to someone before that. I'm signing off. I'm Hunter, or you can call me Casey Racing. This has been episode 1 of IndyCarper. I hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, as Pat McAfee, notable Indianapolis sports figure, says, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. I'm Casey Racem. I'm signing off. Catch y'all next time. Remember, noon Eastern, 11 Central, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. We got the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg live on NBC, or you can stream it on Peacock. I'm Casey Racem. This has been IndyCar for episode 1. I hope y'all enjoyed. See y'all next time.